From the culture of the American South, where roots hold stories, comes a natural deodorant inspired by generations of wisdom. Introducing Rootwork, the all-natural foundational Black American-based deodorant infused with the magic of High John the Conqueror root. Our unique blend enriched with this legendary root offers 24-hour protection, rooted in the power of nature. Embrace this deodorant that celebrates culture, history, and your well-being. Unlock the magic of Rootwork today. Experience the pure essence of nature. Visit rootworkstyle.com and make the switch to a healthier, cultural choice.
I am just waiting on y'all. Y'all should be in any second. Just waiting on the family to pop on in. Excuse me. How y'all doing, man? Hope you guys are having a good week so far. What's up, Nikki the God? I see you. Y'all hear my dog snoring in the background. What's up, Shay? What's up, D? Everybody in the room piling on in. Much respect to you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got a lot of folks in already. Give us a nice retweet to let everybody know we're live right now. And we'll start getting some calls in a minute. But before we do the tap in, touch on a few things that's going on in the media. Did y'all see Biden at what was that church? He was at Mother Emanuel AME, right? He was up there doing the whole pander for the black vote thing. And they're doing the whole symbolic shuffle. They thought going up there was going to do something, but that wasn't even the most disrespectful part. They had some tethers and some white liberals up there screaming about Palestine. They interrupted Biden's speech, yelling about Palestine, Palestine, Palestine. Only thing I don't like about that, they're popping up in a black church where a massive tragedy happened, so that they can come in with their agenda. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Again, people are always trying to use our situations to latch on things for them so they can piggyback off of the things that happen to us. They are just demanding to drag us into their issues somehow because we're so not thinking about what's happening over there overseas. That's not our issue, but they're just going to come into our black churches. They're just going to force us to be a part of their issues. And we're saying, no, hold your own nuggets. Leave us out of it. Don't run up in our churches with all of that stuff. Hold your own nuggets. Handle your own business. Leave us out of it. Please stop trying to force us into your mix. We ain't in it. Sit down. And I looked at some of the pictures of the people who were running in that church talking about Palestine. It was white liberals and a bunch of divestment wigs. So you know what that means. It was a bunch of tethers in there. So that just rubbed me the wrong way. That really, really rubbed me the wrong way. Speaking of agendas, because I'm sick of these agendas, the corporate media, they're still trying to push Lil Nas X. They're promoting a new single he has coming out, and they had some images of him. I guess he's going to have one of these manufactured controversial videos of him naked on a cross. So Lil Nas X fell off already. Lil Nas, that dude fell off a couple of years ago. He's a non-factor. But notice how the corporate media keeps trying to jam this dude down our throats with these corny, manufactured publicity stunts where they concoct controversy. They make him do something crazy so that he can get some headlines, and nobody cares no more. The one trick pony is coming out here doing the one trick. The dude has fallen off. Let him stay off. It ain't catching on no more. These little goofy stunts they're doing with the dude, nobody's even buying it no more. Nobody's really paying attention. It's like, oh, okay, look, there's a train wreck. Up there, he goes again. It's corny now because it's clearly manufactured by the corporate media. They're manufacturing this stuff in order to push an agenda. When you fall off, this dude is falling off. This dude ain't really got nothing popping like that. And they're putting this much money behind these little goofy stunts. That shows you there's a corporate agenda there. And people ain't really feeling no corporate agenda. Um, you don't want something pushed on us from the corporate structure because you see how unauthentic it is. It's not authentic whatsoever. It's an agenda that's being pushed, and we're just not trying to bite on it. We're good. Pause. By the way, we're not trying to bite on it. But another thing that's going on. Did y'all see? Oh boy, Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors is doing interviews. He did an interview. And I feel bad for what happened to the brother. I really do, and I hope he gets back on. I hope he kind of rides this out because he is a great actor, and I hope he rides it out. The dude was with this white woman, and the white woman engaged in some kind of physical altercation, and she was the aggressor clearly. And in a system of anti-black racism, they got to do what they got to do. They got to side with her, and he got a bogus charge put on him and a bogus conviction. And, they're going to use this to kind of browbeat him in the Hollywood system. And they're going to kind of make him bow down and they're going to make him kind of crawl and grovel back. I think they're going to let him back in the game. They're just going to make him grovel, unfortunately. And a lot of people are kind of clowning him now because he keeps making these Coretta Scott King references. Um, when the ordeal was going on with the white girl, it came out in some text messages where he was telling her to act more like Coretta Scott King. And a lot of people took that a certain way. I'm thinking he's trying to tell her to have some dignity or something. I'm thinking that's what he meant by that, just to have some kind of dignity. And he just did an interview. Was it Good Morning America? One of those shows. I don't know. It was one of them shows. And they were talking about Megan Good. She was there, kind of off in the sideline, and he was like, the reporter asked him about the relationship. He was like, "Yes, this is the one. She's like my Coretta." And people are like, "Nigga, what's with the Coretta references?" Well, that's him. You know, he, see, he's trying to kind of do a feeble attempt to, psychologically connect with historic blackness because he's up there with that white woman. So he was fighting inside internally. He knew he wasn't really supposed to be laying up with that white woman because he knew what she was capable of. She was capable of putting these bogus charges on him. See, they know what their power is. Y'all laying up with these folks in the dominant society. They know what they can do to you as a black person. So, and he knew she knew. So she exercised her privilege on his ass. So that was a psychological thing for him. Him trying to psych himself out into living vicariously through Dr. King. It's a real weird thing just to keep making these references about Coretta. But I feel it. I feel where he's coming from. But yeah, he knew the error of his ways. That's why he was messing around with Megan allegedly while he was with Becky. And I think that got Becky teed off. That's what they don't like. You leave a Becky for a sister, especially a fine sister. You better beware. They're gonna give you some poison quiche. They're gonna put rat poison in some tuna casserole on your ass. They're gonna do something to you. They're gonna do something very weird. They're gonna spike your Hennessy with ammonia. They're gonna do something weird when they see that a sister has got one up on them. That it ain't supposed to go like that. The Becky is supposed to be the upgrade. And when you upgrade from a Becky to a dime sister. Oh, they don't like that. Oh, they don't like that at all. Yeah, yeah, the Becky is supposed to be the end all be all. So, that's why she kind of had a fit. But again, people are criticizing the brother for making the Dr. King Coretta references, and they're like, "Oh, he need to shut up." And you know, this ain't no Coretta Scott. Coretta Scott King wouldn't stand for none of that stuff. And some of y'all need to shut up because some of y'all don't need to be talking about Coretta Scott King or Martin Luther King, none of that stuff, because y'all are in janky relationships yourselves. Y'all in relationships with old sugar daddies who's treating you wrong. Y'all laying up with BB Kings, and they got a whole bunch of y'all sugar babies out here tricking off their little money on, and you good with it. So y'all don't need to say nothing. But I digress. We're gonna get some calls in here, talk to the family because we do have a lot of people in the room. We got a lot of folks in here, and I want to see what's on everybody's mind, ladies and gentlemen. Um, let's get Trenton in here. Let's get Trenton and then Harriet Tubman's pistol. All right, Trenton, hop on.
Don't.
I'm good, man. How you doing, Trenton?
Hey man, did you see Biden up in the church and no black folks talking about some 4 more years, 4 more years?
Lord,
Man,
those
it
were
was
some
embarrassing.
plants.
Exactly.
Yeah, they didn't play. Yeah, they don't want another situation like what happened when they went down to that black church. Was it in Alabama? I think it was in Montgomery somewhere, and the black folks stood up and turned their backs. They don't want another situation like that, so they made sure to put some plants up in there. So yeah, that was all manufactured.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's what I thought too, bro. Thanks, bro.
All right, brother.
All right.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. They got plants up there. Listen. The Democratic shills are coming out in full force. Don't they have? I heard something that they're about to have a podcast with is it Bakari Sellers, Angela Rye, and Tiffany Cross? Is that true? I saw that. I'm like, is this like an Onion article? Is that for real, family? Please tell me that's like a joke. Oh man, they're pushing the Democratic shills out heavy. They're pushing them out very heavy. And y'all about to see the Democratic shills pop out here like crazy. They're going to be invading our spaces, so we got to keep our eyes open. I know we got some up in here. Hello, Democratic shills. Y'all about to see a lot of criticism of me. Y'all about to hear random people trying to denigrate me so that I won't influence nobody. Y'all about to see a lot of that. So the Democratic shills are going to be in the building. Harriet Tubman's pistol, hop on.
Peace, power, and reparations, Flex. How you been doing?
I'm good, man. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. Besides what happened to me today in my African American literature class,
What happened, brother?
I was in class today, and this dude was on this whole this our history don't start at slavery, and we never getting reparations tip, and I had to check him like reparations task forces are happening all around the country, and we are more than we created the best country in the world. That's pretty much what I said to him. And
Right.
I wanted to ask you, how would you personally suggest us deal with people who have a defeatist attitude about our history and the outlook on us getting reparations?
Most of those who say that, those are undercover tethers. It's always when they start talking about what we ain't gonna get, man. We need to stop all this reparation. We ain't gonna get none. We ain't gonna get none. Our history don't start here. That's most likely a tether. That's a secret damn tether with his defeatist ass mentality because they've been defeated and conquered and they had to flee. Like there was a woman who called here the other day, kind of talking that defeatist talk, and then some people pointed out, they looked at her page. She's up here talking about we this and we that. And they looked at her page. Her ass is Caribbean. So you got a lot of these people who failed in their homelands, failed in their societies, and they want to come over here and share some of that failure with us. And we are not buying that. That's why we delineate, brother. So thank you so much for the call, man. Delineation is very important, man. And calling these people out when they come around us with that um, pitiful throw in the towel mindset. You know, we got to watch out for that and look who's doing it. What's up, Trinity? Hop on, beloved. Miss Trinity.
What's good? What's good? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got Sonny in here. What's up? What's going
What's
on,
poppin',
Sonny?
poppin'? I don't know the whole topic. I meant to ask you something. First off, Cheetah P is wild as a motherfucker. That's been in my mind for a minute. Cheetah P is crazy.
Oh,
Cut that out.
yes, indeed.
Another
Yes,
thing,
indeed.
I caught I caught some of it. I think you was debating that the Puerto Rican hip hop historian with Dr. Cot. I for,
Cologne, Derek
yeah,
Cologne. Yeah.
I saw chopped up pieces of that, and I didn't really know where he was going. What was that whole entirety of that debate about? You know what I mean? How did that play out? Then I'll let my plane right there.
Yeah, he was. His argument is he's one of these people who's trying to say that it was Latino. First, he said Puerto Ricans, but then they kind of changed it to Latinos. That Latinos not only created hip hop 50-50 with black folks, their argument on the real is that we kind of got it from them. That's where they're really going with it. And our argument is that that's simply not true. Not only is it not 50-50, we damn sure didn't get it from them. It ain't 50-50. And in fact, we started as this Foundation of Black Americans and they came way later. And we are repeatedly proving that. But they keep trying to do I'm alt right and I say so, and they keep throwing out these lies and we keep debunking them. And again, the movie Microphone Check is coming. I was working on that earlier. It's a long, tedious process because we got a lot of receipts in this movie, man. It's a long process. We got a lot of receipts, so it's coming. The movie is coming. Miss Trinity, you're here, dear. Oh, let me get her back on. My bad. Somehow she got disconnected, but Miss Trinity, hop back on, man.
Hello, how you doing, Tariq? What's up, family? Peace, power, love, and reparations to everybody. I hope everyone is doing well.
Yes, ma'am.
So, you mentioned about manufactured things. I don't know if you remember, but I was telling you about my husband was invited to where Biden was coming to talk to our city's Black Chamber of Commerce, and I didn't want him to go because I just don't want to support him at all.
Right.
But he still felt some type of way about not going because he wanted to vibe out and just feel it out, and of course grow the relationship with the Black Chamber of Commerce. But because they were really boasting about it the next day, like the Black Chamber of Commerce in my city, they were really boasting about it. And I found out that he was here to talk about Bidenomics. I'm like, really?
Oh Lord.
Yes. And so I just looked it
What the
up.
hell is Bidenomics? What
Damn,
the
I
hell is
just
that?
looked it up, right? Something told me I just looked it up. I guess it was implemented like in June of 2023. And you know what I just thought about? It just seems like a slight almost to Powernomics.
Mm.
And I'm like, really, Bidenomics? All it is talk, 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 talk. Where right? Are you writing any checks? Are you talking about any bills for us? Like, really?
Yeah, these folks, man, they're just desperate right now. They're trying to talk all around providing tangibles, and they keep mentioning how the black vote and the black support for Biden is there at an all-time low, but they keep trying to talk around it. So they know what's going on. They're going to start actively trying to pander to us, but they're going to start with a whole bunch of symbolisms, and we're just not going to go for it. What's up, broke you?
What's going on, Tariq?
I'm good. What's up, broke? How are you?
I'm wonderful, man. Hey, man, I want to give you your respect to that debate you had with Dr. Cologne. And I encourage everybody out there, if you have not seen it, to go onto the site, find that thing, and listen to it from start to finish because you put on an absolute masterclass on that clown. See, this is the
Yes,
thing
sir.
about those guys. This is what the Fat Joes and the Buster Rhymes and those other guys, this is what they fear because they've been spending nearly a decade and a half telling lies. And then when they finally run into somebody who will not only check them on their lies, but bring the receipts that blows them out the water, they have nothing to back it up. So I want to
Right.
commend you for all the great work you did with the microphone check documentary. I can't wait for that to come out. And I encourage everybody, man, go out there and listen to that debate from start to finish. Because you
Yes,
owe it
indeed.
to yourself and you owe it to your family to show them that debate and listen to it from start to finish. You will learn a whole lot about your own people and your own culture and how we were able to survive in this land called North America. Peace to you, brother.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
out.
Thank you. Yeah, you guys can go to my YouTube channel, Tariq Radio, and listen to that, man. It's real heavy. Um, it's very, very heavy. What's that? Yeah, it's a real heavy interview. Um, the dude was trying to lie, man. I was the see. The thing is, it was an impromptu debate. I wasn't even planning on debating him. He didn't even know I was going to call up. I just happened to get the link. I heard him on there lying, and I'm like, somebody give me a link so I can call up here and stop these damn lies. So he wasn't prepared to have his lies debunked. He wasn't prepared. He wasn't ready. See, I'm always ready because I'm going to stand on truth. I ain't got to prepare for nothing. I'm ready anytime because when you standing on truth, you ain't if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And he didn't have time to prepare his lies correctly. So all of that stuff he was saying to the other callers, no, he couldn't do that with me because I know all the people that he's trying to talk about, all the pioneers. I know them, and I done heard from them firsthand from their own mouths what the real deal is. So I know everything he's saying is lying, and y'all really have to listen to that. And it's very important for us to be in positions to call out the lies that these people try to throw out here, man, because they're very desperate with these lies. And because we've been gatekeeping the culture of hip hop, I want y'all to notice something. They've toned down with a lot of that Latinos help created stuff. We've made the corporate media back up off that bull. We made them back up off that. They've been chilling out on that, especially after Fat Joe. Y'all don't understand. Fat Joe got that work all across the board. A lot of people, because we pushed back on him so hard on the grassroots, they had to kind of start dialing it back. They had to, well, yeah, the Latinos, they did some great things later on in hip hop. They have to kind of rewrite that narrative. But that whole y'all helped start it, nah, that's not gonna fly nowhere. We ain't letting that go. What's up, Shay?
Hi,
How are you, Shay?
I'm good. How are you doing, T?
I'm good, Shay. What's on your mind?
So, just off of what you were just saying, I 100% agree with everything you were just saying. But my only question is, Tariq, what do you do if, like, it is a family member who's on the completely opposite side of you and they're wholeheartedly arguing with you with their whole entire chest on the opposite side? What do you do at that point?
Well, if it's your family, I mean, you ain't really got to argue with your family. If that's their position, that's their position. You just stand on truth. It's all about
So
truth.
even if you're standing on T and 100% truth, like what do you do if your family's on the whole entire opposite side and you're over here trying to like show them the entire truth, but they're not hearing it, they're not seeing it. Like what do you do at that
Well,
point? And it's your
the,
family.
the great thing about family, they're going to be your family no matter what. So you ain't got to convince them of anything. You understand? Even if you have a disagreement with them, that's still going to be your family. So I wouldn't even waste time trying to convince a family member of anything. I mean, that's kind of pointless if they're not on the same page or if they're not standing on truth. I
And
mean,
one other question, let me ask you this, T, because I hear all the talk you're talking about with the whole upcoming election and whatnot. But let me ask you this, Tariq. Um, what is your opinion on all these other people that you're talking about that not necessarily are on Team Democrat or Team Republican, but they're also like in the middle section, and they're kind of causing havoc,
like who?
like the neighborhood kids who are just going around the neighborhoods and they're just causing havoc. And what do you do about these kids who are like they don't have a lot of them are for Trump, but they don't necessarily understand what it means to be necessarily for Trump and causing this havoc on just you get what I'm saying? Like it's just regular kids just creating havoc, like from Florida to Boston to freaking California. It's like it's all over the country. You get what I'm saying?
No, ma'am, I don't really know what you're talking about. You kind of lost me. What are you talking
I,
about?
I mean, like kids all across the country, and also not even kids, mothers, fathers, all over the country, just kind of people going crazy all over the country because they're hearing this stuff about Trump. They're thinking that it's going to be another Trump term. You get what I'm saying? And they're just like,
Who are you supporting?
I don't support neither. I'm Team Cornell.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm a independent girl. So, but just for me, it's like it's not even about what I support. It's about where America is going because you know, Tariq, you experienced it, and I'm sure, and you have experienced it. You've gone all over the country, Tariq, for the past, even after Trump was elected. You've gone across the country. You've seen these people. You've seen their animosity, their anger. What do you think about it, Tariq? Middle America's anger. What do you think? What do you think we should do, and how we should deal with these people? And you get what I'm saying? You have experiences, so you're the one to tell us, Tariq. You gotta tell us.
This is crack. Rock cocaine.
No,
It isn't glamorous or cool or kid stuff.
just say no, Tariq. We have to say no. We have to.
What's really bad is nobody knows how much it takes. So every time you use it, you risk dying. It isn't worth it. Look,
Everybody, just say no.
but doing it
Whether
with
it's crack, whether it's cocaine, whether it's just
Okay.
say no.
All right, sweetie. All right. We're going to keep saying no. Okay, dear? Okay.
But can you answer my question?
look, everybody wants to be cool.
Tariq, can you answer my question though?
Crack isn't just wrong. It could be deadly.
Tariq,
Everybody wants to be cool.
can you answer my question though?
We can't do it with crack. Okay.
Can you answer my question though?
Okay. I'm just saying, ma'am.
Yes,
Crack,
we always say no. Always say no.
crack, is,
Always.
crack is whack. All right.
Yes, very
Crack,
whack. And it's
crack
very
is
cheap. Tariq, it's very cheap. It's very cheap. Very cheap.
crack is whack, dear. Thank you so much, sweetie.
Yes.
Thank you so
Can
much.
you say no?
Lord, have mercy. Okay. Let me get some more people in here. Lord, Lord, Lord. It's too early. Too early for this. York, hop on, brother. Mr. York, hop on, sir. Let's get Brother York in. Mr. York? Oh, all right. Something's going on with Mr. York's
Hey,
phone, so
Tariq,
we're
can
going to
you hear
get.
me?
Oh, there it is. Mr. York, you good?
Hey, yeah, man. Sorry about the delay. I come into your spaces quite often, man. I just want to say I appreciate you letting me speak. And I just have one
No
question.
doubt.
How do you handle all the animosity that comes your way from all these people that look just like you and me?
Yeah, man, that's going to happen. Unfortunately, that's going to happen. Sometimes, we just got to keep our heads straight. We're going to get animosity from the dominant society. We're going to get animosity from people who are melanated, and that's part of the game. Everybody ain't going to feel you. If there's 100 people that's rocking with you, you best believe there's going to be 20 people who's going to hate it, no matter what. So that's something that psychologically you always got to be prepared for it. All right, red is my color. Hop on, brother. Mr. Red is my color.
What's up, Tariq?
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm doing great, man.
What's on your mind, sir?
Um, I'm just here, to speak to you and to show my support for FBAs. I'm from Senegal,
Okay.
but I 100% support FBAs. I support everything you guys do, and I understand everything you guys do, and I know, all I gotta say is, keep doing your thing, and yeah.
There you go. We appreciate that, brother. How long you been over here from Senegal?
I've been here since I was like 12. I'm like 25 right now.
Okay. You ever go back and visit? Go back home and visit?
Yeah, like one time, but like the vibe is just not the same. I don't like,
But yeah.
yeah. And also
All
I
right.
gotta say, like, FBAs, like, you guys gotta understand, like, a lot of these Africans that's coming over here, it's the same Africans that actually sold y'all. Like, Ghanaians, like, these are the people that sold y'all, and they're like, and now y'all going over there giving them y'all money. You know what I mean? Like, it don't even make
Yeah.
sense. Like,
Oh yeah.
because in Africa, all the tribes were not the same. There were like civilized tribes and uncivilized tribes. Right now, a lot of the uncivilized tribes, they telling y'all like come from them, the Igbos, a lot of these tribes. I'm not trying to be tribal and all that, but
Of course.
but they like plays y'all, and it's time for FBA to wake up and do their own thing. And
Now what tribe now in Senegal, what tribe were you from in Senegal?
I'm from the Fulani tribe.
Fulani, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, see, a lot of those tribes, and I talk about this all the time, man. A lot of those tribes, they've been remixed, man. You've had people from one part of Africa pushed to another part, and then they became a part of that tribe.
absolutely. That is 100% true. That is absolutely true. Like the tribe,
Wow.
like the Wolof, is like a bunch of tribes that were like put together and formed into like one ethnic group called the Wolof. Same thing with other tribes like Igbos and all that. The Fulanis, everybody knows, the ancient tribe. It's even written by a lot of historians. So, and a lot of African Americans are also doing DNA tests to find that their ancestry is Fulani because we were always like the Muslim.
Yeah.
So a lot of African Americans are doing. Some of them are even going back over there, and some of them are from the Nation of Islam. A lot of brothers from the Nation of Islam are going back. So I mean, yeah,
Yeah, and even in the Fulani language, man, a lot of that they have a lot of borrowed words from Arabic in that language. Anyway,
absolutely, that is true. I mean, the Fulanis have been like Muslim since like some people say they were even part of the Moorish, like empire because
right.
yeah. So the Fulanis have always been Muslim. They always like fought also against the white supremacists. Um, Like it's been known, like they always fought against the white supremacists, and they're the one that actually fought when the Europeans came into Africa for colonialism. A lot of the other tribes, they're like basically just rolled over. They don't really have no power. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to be like denigrate them, but they basically five white men could have come and just roll over the whole village.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. Oh
I mean, in
yeah.
Africa, we know this. So, and right now they have a lot of these people coming over here, calling you guys names, and I don't really appreciate that. When I hear that,
Right.
like that's why I 100% support you guys. Keep doing your thing, man.
Man, I respect that, man. Thank you so much. Now, see, that's what I like. See, this brother is not a tether. I like a brother who's honest because he's telling the truth. This is where I be going in when the tethers call up trying to talk slick to us. I remind them of what this brother said. Hey, man, some of those tribes that y'all sitting up here trying to um, tip your hat about, talking about y'all got some culture, but we FBAs don't. Our culture is deeper than that tribe over there because these tribes have been remixed. These are not even ancient tribes. These tribes have been thrown together because of the different invasions, especially with the Arab invasions over there. Remember, before the white supremacists came, the Arabs were over there wrecking and wreaking havoc and throwing these groups of people here, and they would flee there and then become a part of that tribe. That's why so many of those different tribal languages, um, there are so many words that are codified by Arabic, and even the script in most of those tribal groups over there, it's an Arabic script. Their language is written in Arabic. It's real deep. It's a real deep thing, which is, another form of colonization. So again, a lot of their culture is based on a form of subjugation, which they try to shame us about. Look, a lot of we've been subjugated over here, but our identity is the resistance to it. That's what we built our identity on: civil rights, um, maroon fighting, resistance fighting. That's what we've based our identity on, fighting these oppressors off of us. A lot of these other cultures, they've been just as oppressed, if not worse. Well, I won't say worse. Nobody's been through what we've been through, but they've had the same form of oppression, but they act like it didn't happen. They act like there's some kind of deal they struck with the Arabs and the European colonizers who came over, like they just struck some kind of deal that went wrong. Nah, y'all were colonized and subjugated over there. And we don't say that to be facetious. We just have to get some straightening and just get this history straight. Yeah. All right. But shout out to that brother. See, that's a non-tether. That brother doesn't carry himself like a tether. That's a rider. We need riders like that. That's what I respect. What's up, Chris? Hop on, brother.
What's up, my FBA brother? Long time no
What's going on?
speak. It's a lot of
I
mic.
can barely.
Hold on, let me fix my mic right now for you. Hold on.
Okay, got it.
You can hear me now?
Uh-huh. There you go. Much
Yeah,
better.
bro. Long time no speak, man. I used to be in your spaces a lot, hoping for a change. I'm by an aircraft right
Okay.
now, so you gotta give me a second. It's a
Okay, brother. We'll have you call
yeah,
back up
it's a lot.
because the brother. We'll have you call up, brother. The brother has a Timu earpiece on, and that's just not working here, sir. Oh, and what's up, Ty?
Hi, Tariq. I just want to say something about what the caller just spoke about the Fulani, and
Yeah.
I am FBA here in Los
Oh,
Angeles with you.
yes, ma'am.
So, from my research, the Fulani, which is a descendant of Ishmael, this is going to sound crazy, and this is going to piss
Oh.
off the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, I just want you to know that.
Mm-hmm.
They're telling us we're Jews and we're Israelites. We are Bantu people. And we ran all of Africa and the whole world. We had 27 dynasties before
Go ahead, sweet.
okay. And Abram, he
Oh,
had, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, love. Okay, so Abram had two sons, Esau and Ishmael, okay, and then Isaac. Isaac is a chosen seed. This is what African Americans, Caribbeans, and Haitians come from. When it comes to Esau and Ishmael, Ishmael is the Fulani. The Fulani are the people who give passage to the Europeans to come and do the things they do in Africa. They're the ones who killed the Nigerians. The Igbo tribe is our people. The Yoruba tribes are the 10 kingdoms. We're from the 12 kingdoms. Esau is the one who does all the evil behind closed doors and gives the white man carte blanche to do the things he does. This is why black people in America cannot unite, because Esau is here with us, sabotaging us, and Ishmael is. So we have to come to the conclusion that they are here and they are amongst us, woven right in with us. The white man never came on the continent to get nobody off as a slave because he was too weak. He would have fell out from the sun. But he made deals and pacts with Esau and Ishmael, and they handed us over, like he said, with Ghana and the Ashanti and the Akans. Yes, there's a lot of tribes in Africa that did a cold game on us, but the Hebrew Israelites are trying to take us back into church 2.0 when we're not Hebrews and we're not Israelites and we're not Jews. We're Bantu. And that's our bloodline. And that's the only time we're going to ever rise up as a nation is when we understand that we are Bantu. They made it small, like Bantu just means a language and a people, but it's more than that. Okay. Now, that aside, I just want to leave you with this. Okay. I'm landing the plane. Why as why as FBA have we never thought to ask for like like Taiwan and China. Taiwan and China, U.S. says that they can have one country, two states. Why can't we have one country and two states? We built America, so we should have our own government within this country. Why has nobody ever thought of that or brought that up? Is that too big for us to think we can achieve? And that's all I got to say. Salim.
Thank, thank you so much, dear. Uh, Lord. Okay. So that was a lot. What's that, dear? What's that? Hold on. My wife is showing me something. What is this? A medical bill? Oh, okay. Uh, Sorry about that, guys. That's all right. So how come we can't have what she say? We can't have a government within a government. Man, listen, we under a system of anti-black racism, white supremacy. That's why. The thing is, we can have that, but then what are we going to do about the white supremacists? Because they're going to try to sabotage it. That's the thing. So we can't keep ignoring systematic white supremacy. That is our problem. When we start talking about all the stuff we need to have, which is true, let's get it. But once we get it, then we are going to have a white supremacist problem. What are we going to do about them sabotaging it? That's why we can't take the eye off that. We're never going to get anything popping without dealing with that issue first. That's why everything falls apart. All right? We got to deal with the usual suspects sabotaging everything we do. When you hear somebody say, man, ain't no white supremacy, what we need to do as a black peoples, and then they start listing off all this stuff, that's a waste of time. All right? If you do something without keeping in mind the white supremacist saboteurs, it's going to fail. You always got to keep your eyes on them because they are going to try to sabotage it every time if you are not focused on protecting yourself from their sabotaging. Let's look at the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Let's look at some successes and learn from successes because the sister did bring up a good point. I was playing the drums, kind of clowning, but the sister, she brought up something that's a very good topic. You know, she got into a little female Umarism a little bit, when they start naming all of them different tribes and all of that, a little, it's a little female Umarish. Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm a descendant of Harriet Tubman and the Fulanis, and I'm Ifa Tunde. It gets into that stuff, you know. But she did bring up a good point. Um, let's look at some success stories. If we want to, what's that, dear? What is that? You can bake it? Go ahead and bake it, sweetie. My lady's showing me an apple pie. You know I want a damn apple pie. Bake that motherfucker. Um, I'm talking about success stories. One success story, somebody who created an institution within Black society that has been successful for a long time, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He understood that the problem was systematic white supremacy, and we need to economically do our best to separate from them. When they say separate, you're really talking about economically, so you're not so dependent upon them. So he created an infrastructure that was cultural, that was religious, that was economic, that was educational, keeping in mind that you have to keep the white supremacists out of the mix. That's why it has been so successful for so long. You understand? He understood that. Every tenet of all of the institutions that was created by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, they understood how important it was that the usual suspects were not in the mix of it. And it wasn't on no radical, hey, down with the crack. It wasn't nothing radical. It's just, hey, look, we're going to have to build our own and we're going to have to set it up and make sure that we're codified and we're not going to let these folks get in our mix like that. We're not going to let them dictate the terms of our education. We're not going to let them dictate the terms of our religious beliefs. We're not going to let them dictate the terms of our economic base. And it has been successful. So we have to look at things like that. When we look at the Maroons, there's a reason why I keep telling people about how the Maroons got down, how the Maroons operated. That's something that they don't like to talk about in the dominant society. Y'all need to get my movie, American Maroon, at FBAstream.com. Very good movie. It talks about how black people here, they set up basically a sanctuary area in the Great Dismal Swamp. That was one of them, but that was the main one. There were other swamp areas, but they set up a sanctuary area that had thorough infrastructures within the swamp system that's being studied today. They understood how important it was to keep um, the white supremacists out of that area. They couldn't even go in that area. When white people would go in the wander off in the swamp and they wouldn't come back, they made sure they wouldn't come back. And that's why they lasted for so long. They lasted for a few centuries and they were never infiltrated because they understood first things first, keep the usual suspects out of the mix and protect yourselves from them. Once you understand that, everything else is going to be smooth sailing. They set it up so that the usual suspects couldn't infiltrate them. That's why they lasted for so long. See, that's where we mess up. We sit here and try to build this stuff and we keep our eye off the the real threat there. So we always got to understand what that threat is and not ignore that because they will try to sabotage. Look at what they're doing now in the education system. Now that notice y'all keep hearing the term DEI now, diversity, equity, inclusion. That's the new slur against black people now. See, because they can't use affirmative action. Remember, affirmative action used to be the slur. If there was a black person in corporate America or in a school or higher learning, the whole slur against the black person was, oh, he must have got here because of affirmative action. This is an affirmative action hire. So now that affirmative action is gone, they can't use that slur no more. They still have to denigrate us. So if we're somewhere in an institution of higher learning or corporate America somewhere, they have to have some kind of slur or some kind of coping mechanism to justify why we're there. So now the new thing is DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. Oh God, this is a diversity hire. Oh, this Negro didn't deserve to get here. There's always this projection, and it's a complete projection that black people are getting a position we didn't deserve to get because of race, which is what they're doing. That's their life. They understand they didn't get anything popping on their own. They've been lifted up by the welfare system of white supremacy. White supremacy is a welfare system. So that's been their existence that they like to project onto us. Look, we know very well if there's a black person in corporate America, and some of you work in corporate America, you know good and well that your ass got to be overqualified to be sitting up there with them people. They are not letting underqualified black people go nowhere near that place. The janitor better have a damn PhD. They're not letting underqualified black people get no damn position nowhere. That's a big myth. But we have to be extremely learned and astute in order to get in those positions. All right, let's get some other people in here. Let's get Pia London. Let's get Miss Pia London in here. All right, Miss Pia London. All right, Pia, you in here? Miss Pia London. And Pia, you want to turn your phone on, ma'am? All right, Miss Pia. Miss Pia, her phone must still be in airplane mode from getting flued out by Sugar Daddy. Take your phone off airplane mode, ma'am. That Spirit airline got her jet lagged and she had to put it on airplane mode. She got flew down to Valdosta, Georgia. Pia, you want to turn your phone on? You want to turn your microphone on, ma'am?
You're not talking to
All right.
me, right?
Oh, okay. Pia. Okay. Damn, Pia. Or no, is that wait?
Nah,
Who is?
I don't see
Oh,
nobody else on stage, but nah.
okay. Yeah, it was a lady named Pia. Okay, I was about to say, boy, she has a strong voice, but this is Doctor, right?
Yeah, what's going on, Tariq? How you feeling, man?
I, I'm good, man. How are you, bro?
I'm Tayyip. I'm good. I'm good. Yo, you mentioned the DEI. I did want to talk about that, but first, I did want to ask you a question because I respect your opinion on this. My personal opinion is that throughout history, I have rarely found cases where people who were oppressed like wanted to stick around the oppressors. And I kind of use that analogy with America, right? I hate this fucking place with a passion. A lot of bad memories, way I've been treated. I just hate this place personally, right? And like when you say we got to keep them out of the circle, we got to keep them out the loop. I find that to be like almost impossible if we're living in this society. So like despite whether we built it or not, despite whether or not there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, I just feel like we're not gonna advance like until we move out this place, right? So I kind of like want
All
to
right. Slow it
hear
down.
your
All right.
position on that.
Okay, let's slow it down now. Where you're gonna go? Where your
I
white
don't
supremacy?
you know I get asked this question and I personally don't know. But
Right.
I don't know, honestly, I don't know. But I know there has to be a place. Like this cannot be the only place in
There's
the world for us.
only
Like
one place that's white supremacy free. Only one place, and we can't really go there. That's East. That's North Sentinel Island. That's the only place, and they don't let nobody go there. We can't even go there. That's the only place that's white supremacy free. We can't go there. So you can't go to Africa because that's completely dominated by the white supremacists from top to bottom. You can't go to Polynesia, and there's a lot of black people there, but that's been colonized. The white supremacist presence is there. We were just in Fiji. Love the beautiful black people in Fiji. You know, they got the Fiji water. And by the way, people ask me about Fiji water. That's owned by the United States. That's not owned by them. The Fiji water is not owned by the people in Fiji at all. All right. That's not really Fiji water. It's not really, it's just a brand name. All right. So we're completely dominated all around. There's nowhere to go on the planet that's going to be white supremacy free. So we got to stop running around. We got to deal with them right where we are. You understand?
yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Appreciate that. The next thing about the DI, if I could, I had a discussion today. We was in a group chat. I think Crypto Goddess was in here. She's also in there. So the brother basically say about the DEI hiring black women pilots. Basically, why do we need to hire them when there hasn't been any commercial crashes in 10 years in America? Like, why change something that isn't working based on diversity? So my position was, I found it strange that a black man was like, I'm like, okay, what's the problem with hiring them? Like, are you implying that if they hire them, there's gonna be crashes, like they're inept or something? So with the DEI, like how you mentioned, you called it like a slur. It's a slur for its affirmative action. I'm not denying that. But if the DEI may, and I don't know, but may allow for certain black women to enter into being a pilot because of that, is that necessarily a problem? Because we know without it, like we already know we are oppressed in that regard, in hiring, right? It's not equal. So if it does get some black women in to be a pilot, is that necessarily a bad thing?
No, not at all. No, because what it does, it's going to provide training. So you're not going to be a pilot if you don't have the training. The problem is we're locked out of just the basic training of a lot of stuff. Just the schooling mechanism, we're locked out of it. And with flight, it's been like that for a long time. In fact, one of the Brown Condor, there was a brother, John. What was John? I can't think of Jonathan's last name at the moment. I'll be having old nigga brain farts. But there was a brother who was trying to get in the flight school in Chicago back in the 1920s, 30s, and the white supremacists wouldn't let him in there. They wouldn't let him in the school, and he kept trying, and they're like, no niggers. So what he did, he got a job as a janitor there. They're like, oh yeah, we'll take you as a janitor. Yeah, you go clean up all this stuff. And what he was doing while he was a janitor, he sat there ear hustling at the classes. He would be in the background sweeping, but taking psychological notes and writing this stuff down. And the brother ear hustled the psychological equivalent of a degree and then built his own plane and ended up becoming a flight instructor. He became so thorough. He actually became a part of the Ethiopian Air Force. When he went over there, he helped Haile Selassie and the Ethiopians fight off the Italians. And he helped Africa establish an airline there. That's how thorough he was. So just the opportunity to get the education is very important. So that's what the DEI is, because we're locked out of the opportunity of just getting the education. And that's all across the board. and the training. We don't get the training that we're supposed to get. Like, for example, they got these illegal immigrants coming over here. Not only are they giving them resources, they have job training for these people. They actually have job training facilities that they're training these illegal immigrants that's flooding the zone over here. Instead of training the black people who need jobs here on these jobs, they're getting these people who can't even speak English and training them to get certain positions. So that's why it's important to say, hey, look, over here, we need some stuff popping over here. All right, let's get all right, Pia, you want to try it again, Pia? All right. All right, let's get Miss Pia again. Boy, my dogs be loud as hell, man. All right,
Hey Tariq,
look,
long time.
there you go. How are you doing, Miss Pia?
I'm very well. How are you? No, it's
I'm good.
very
Go
interesting
yes,
talk.
indeed.
I
So, what's on your mind, dear?
just wanted to.
Oh, Pia, what? Something happened to your phone, man?
I apologize. My phone is cracking up. I'm in the UK.
Okay,
But no, I hear you. No, I haven't spoken to you for a long time. I don't even remember me.
I don't remember, but go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Carry on, Tariq. Sorry. I'll
Okay,
chime in.
okay. Goddamn, Pia, you didn't want nothing, man. You just wanted to get up and be seen. All right, okay, Pia. Lord. Okay, let's get even people be hitting you up and don't be wanting nothing. All right, I think you got to get off the phone with them. All right, let's get Melonius Monk. Let's get Melonius Monk in here. Melonius Monk.
Yo, Reek, Melonius Monk, Southside Chicago. Um, so there was a post. I know you saw it because you mentioned it. It was that bridge in the Congo that lady was crossing, and all
Yeah.
them white folk were talking all that mess, right? And you did say that no Africans were in there like defending or anything or messaging, but there were a few in there. But the thing was, they were tagging along, cracking jokes with the white supremacists. So
Wow.
that's what I
Wow.
wanted to add, just a little something like that.
And that speaks volume because yeah, I didn't see any criticism. The white supremacists in there going in on them, and I didn't see no criticism. So, and I'm not surprised that they were in there joining in on their own denigration. All right, let's get kickoff. All right, kickoff. What's up, man?
Tariq,
What's up? What's up, kickoff?
why'd you always deny the fact that you are a Crip?
I'm a who?
You used to be a Crip.
I don't understand what you're saying,
You
sir.
are
Are you saying
you
I'm
are
a
a
Crip?
gangbanger.
Oh, okay. Well, you're a gangbanger too. You gangbang meerkats back in your homeland, sir. You have a whole. So yes, we both bang. Let's bang something. Get your ass off here. All right, let's get some other people on here. All right, let's see who else we got. And let's see, we got a lot of people. Let's get Nouveau Rich in here. Nouveau Rich. All right, Nouveau Rich. All right, Nouveau, you in here?
King, Tariq, what's good, brother?
What's up, Nouveau? How are you, bro?
Ah man, I'm doing pretty good. You know, I'm doing as good as I could right now. I'm actually dealing with something, man. My pops passed away recently, but you know,
I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, man, appreciate it. But you know, man, I just wanted to tap in, let you know, man, I've been a long time listener, first time caller. You know, I got my first Hidden Colors DVD at SO1 bookstore. Uh,
Oh,
yeah. So,
well, that's old school. Yeah, that's old
nah,
school.
for sure.
So you out here in L.A.?
I'm originally from Florida, but I went to school out in LA. You know, I went to school out in
Oh,
Southern Cal. And then I moved up to the Bay Area.
Okay.
So I'm on a.
My,
What were you saying?
I said, yeah, man, man, I respect that.
Nah,
Much
nah,
love and
for
no doubt. Let me get some more people on here. All right. Shout out to that brother. SO1 book. That's an old bookstore out here in South Central LA. All right. We're gonna take a couple of more calls. Baby, what's that pie almost done? All right. All right. My lady over here getting a pie, baking it. All right. Let me see. Y'all raise your hand. Let me know y'all ready to get on. And by the way, y'all need to be following me on my YouTube channel. That's Tariq Radio. That's my YouTube channel. Let's get Ishmael. Ishmael. What's up, Ishmael? Ishmael, you want to hop on? Turn your microphone on.
Yeah,
There we
salutations,
go.
my brother. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. How are you, Mr. Ishmael?
Outstanding. Listen, what's the time frame for the release for the mic check, microphone check?
Microphone. It's going to be ready in a couple of months. We're over the halfway mark, so it'll be a couple of more months. So it's coming real soon. It's coming by this spring.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to check in because I got people that's they talking real sideways, and I need to quiet all that noise, because right now I'm out here in Mississippi and I can't wait to get that flick so I can do so I can rent out this little hall space and do a showing so we can shut all that down.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So yeah, it's coming. It's coming, and we're working very hard to finish it. Melly Mel hit me up a couple of days ago asking about it because a lot of folks are talking to him about it. The buzz on this film is incredible. The buzz is insane about this film. Everybody's waiting on this film because this is not just. I wish my dog shut the hell up. This is not the typical hip hop documentary film. Most hip hop documentary films, they just it's real glossed over. They don't really tell you anything. They say the same basic thing. Hip hop started in the '70s at a party that Herc had, and it was some rhythms from Jamaica that came in, and then some breakdancing in the '80s, and then Tupac and Biggie died. And they just really gloss over a whole bunch of stuff. So this is the first time where a hip hop documentary goes deep, deep, deep into the origins of it, the real origins of it. And most of what we focus on in the film, we focus on the 1970s. That part is really glanced over. They'll talk about a couple of things, but what happened between 73 and 77, there's a big blur. Nobody knows what went down. So we break all of that stuff down. We talk about what was going on in the Bronx in that era, who was doing what, where the influences were coming from, who was the first to do this, who was the first to do that, where were they getting the breaking inspiration, the scratching, the break beats, we're breaking it down, man. It's a thorough documentary. Very good and informative. Everybody's going to be talking about it. And again, I got to thank everybody who became a part of the Kickstarter campaign for it. Got to shout out you guys. All right, let me see. Let's get a couple of more people in here. Let me see. Let's see. We got y'all raise your hand if you want to get on. Let me see some of these new faces in here. Raise your hand if you want to get on. Let's get Jay Jonah. I want to get some new faces in here, and then we'll get Matro. All right, Jay Jonah and Matro. Hey, Matro, you over there washing clothes? What's going on, bro?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, brother. Are you at a laundromat right now, brother?
No, I'm just in front of McDonald's.
You're in front of McDonald's. Okay, so Metro, where are you at in
Yes,
Canada? I
sir.
hear a Canadian accent. All right, there you go. Where's your family from?
Yes, sir. I'm in Canada.
Okay,
Yeah,
where's your family
from
from?
Ethiopia.
From Ethiopia. There you go. All right, so what's on your mind, Mr. Metro?
I said they're from Ethiopia. Yeah, I was
I
wondering
heard you. I
what
heard you.
what is the FBA stance regarding the new Ethiopian port deal?
What does FBA stand on, the new Ethiopian what?
Ethiopian port deal with Somaliland. What's the FBA stance on that? Are you guys good on that, or you know,
Well,
what's your opinion on
I
that?
don't know anything about it. I don't know I don't know anything about it. Can you explain, please explain what that is? What happened?
Well, as you know, Ethiopia is a landlocked nation, so they're trying to access. They're trying to get sea access, and they're trying to go behind Somalia's back by getting a port deal with Somaliland.
Okay.
So I don't think I'm thinking FBA with their good relations with the Somalis in Minnesota. I think they're probably on the Somali side of this thing, don't you think?
I think we are not thinking about it one way or another because it doesn't really affect us, right?
Yeah, but you gotta pick a stance. It's kind of like the Palestinian-Israeli situation. You can't be neutral on it. You gotta pick a
Why
stance.
why can't we be neutral? That has nothing to do with us. Why can't we be neutral on it?
Well, you need players in the game. You need teammates. You have your stance, but you also need people that will have your back when it comes to FBA matters. You know what I mean? You need
When
you
have
need
you guys
teammates.
had our backs on anything?
Well, I mean, you could though. That's the thing.
So we got to hope that you have our back someday in the future.
No, it's more of like I'll scratch my back now and I'll scratch your back later type thing.
Well, we've been scratching your back for the last 100 years. So how much scratching do you need?
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes
Well, y'all let us
for
y'all
for
y'all
us
have
to
let us
understand.
scratch. We've had to scratch our own backs. So you scratch,
You know, that
sir. We've had to scratch our own backs, and y'all didn't help us scratch our backs. So you scratch your back. Why don't you scratch your own back? Why don't you make your situation better over there? Right? Right? Matro? I think he's putting more coins in the laundromat.
that's true.
You okay?
That's
You
true.
putting
But
some
I
more
mean,
quarters in the
with
dryer, man?
the good relations that FBA have Somalis in Minnesota, I think they can come together and have a unique stance in this matter.
Well, what good relationship do we have with the Somalis in Minnesota? Do you know some of the stuff those Somalis do in Minnesota? Some of those
Can you hear?
Somalis were burning down black schools over in Minnesota. I mean, we don't really want to go there. Some of them Somalis, they distance themselves from a lot of black folks in Minnesota. We really want to go there? What are the Somalis doing for the foundational Black American community in Minnesota, bro? No disrespect. I mean,
I
why
mean,
should we come running with?
rep,
Go ahead.
we're rep,
Come on, get it on out. Spit it out.
they're repping you guys out there.
You did, sir.
Like
Yeah,
they're repping.
they're doing what? N- No, no, they're not repping us that good. They're repping themselves because what happens is you got a lot of those Somali gangbangers up there. They're gangbanging and doing all types of stuff up there.
The first black
And
elected official
the,
was a Somali. So in Minnesota, so
talking about
it's kind of
Elian,
like they're
and
representing the FBA. The FBA is in Minnesota.
and no, they don't. And they ain't done a damn thing for the foundational Black American community. Boy, that's not a good example at all. Yeah, we elected them, and they ain't done a damn thing for the foundational Black American community,
But they're
sir.
both doing a lot good, don't you think? I mean,
For who? They're not helping us. We're not benefiting from them. They help immigrant groups. We're not immigrants. They open up a lane so that their fellow immigrants can get our resources.
No, just think of it.
Yeah.
Just think of it like this.
Go ahead. Uh-huh. Come on, brother. You can't eat injera and talk at the same time, brother. Spit it out.
Differentiate
Spit the
between
food out or
white
spit the words out.
Anglicans and white Jews. Well, right. But I mean, you guys when we come, white Jews and white Anglicans come together.
Uh-huh.
That's why I'm saying FBA stance matters in these situations. You
No,
can't
it
remain
matters.
silent.
No, no, it only matters. See, in any other time, some of you guys, and not all of you, not you, but some of your brethren, you guys speak very ill of us. And y'all have done it in many of these spaces. Y'all would do it on Clubhouse. Those Somalis and many of those East Africans, they made a point to hop in these spaces and say the most vile things about foundational Black Americans. Now, when you get yourself in a pickle, we're the first people that you want to side with. You want us to go and help you fight your battles because foundational Black Americans, we have a moral capital that a lot of other people don't have. And y'all want us to stand with you so that you can get some of our moral capital. And the thing is, we're letting everybody kind of hold their own nuts. Hold your own nuggets. Fight for yourselves. You don't have to come seeking us when it's convenient for you. Fight for yourself.
Right,
And
but
don't, yeah, you're bringing up Ileana Oma. She hasn't done anything for the foundational Black American community. These are very bad examples you're giving. And the Somalis up there in Minnesota, they have not really been friends of foundational Black Americans. They've been doing some real weird stuff up there, if we want to be very honest, sir.
right.
So you don't want to go there. So
No, but I mean, it's the same thing with the white Anglos when they come on your show and they say, "Hey, the white Jews have been oppressing us and stuff like that." You tell them the same thing. You're like, "Well, you guys come together and oppress us." So in that same manner, we have to separate our differences. Yes, we have our differences. We don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, but we can come together to counteract that oppression that they're giving on to us.
but here's the
Right?
thing: the white supremacists, Anglo's, and the white supremacist Jews, they will help each other. They do benefit each other. You understand? That's the difference. They look out for each other. They do have each other's backs. You have those in the media and those in law enforcement. They have different ethnic backgrounds, but if they are under the banner of whiteness, they all look out for each other.
And that's what I'm saying. We got to be under the banner of
But
blackness and come together despite
but
our
y'all
differences.
only but y'all only black when you're trying to get us to help fight for you. And we ain't doing the one-sided thing no more, sir. That's the thing. That y'all want to be black when it's convenient for us to come and stomp for you.
So what would you like us non-FBAs to do to be on your side? What do you need from us so that
Uh,
we can come together as a group, a conglomerate?
what can you offer?
We can offer a lot of things. We can offer our voice, we can offer our money.
You, not really. Number one, y'all don't have the voice. You don't have the money. That's why y'all have to come over here and get the money. Y'all don't have any money back in
We
your homeland. Y'all don't
we
have it.
we
Y'all,
have the
and
voice.
that's
We have
no,
the
you
voice
don't
in
have.
Minnesota though.
No, 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 you don't. No, they don't. And Ilian, she's not the voice. No, the streets, the grassroots, that's the real voice. You're not the voice.
Right.
This is what I listen. This is what I tell people. What you could do, which they all don't want to do, over there in Africa and all of these different countries, because y'all don't really have no paper, because you don't have a voice in the media, because nobody's really listening to you like that, because you guys, nobody's listening to you. You don't really have a voice like that. You don't have access to the media like that. What you could do, but y'all don't do it over there in these African nations on a grassroots level, you guys need to be stomping for dual citizenship all over there. So you can say, hey, if y'all want to come over, Foundation of Black Americans, and help build something over here, we can build a real coalition. We can have some land allotments. You got land, that doesn't cost nothing. You got land over there. You say, hey, we're going to designate some of this land over here in dual citizenship. So if y'all want to come and be around some of your African cousins, come on through, and we got some for you over here. We got land. That's what we can do.
We
But
we can do
y'all
that.
don't do.
If you give
Y'all don't
us
do.
land in America, we can give you land in Africa.
Y'all
No problem.
already
We can
have
do
it.
that exchange. We're not getting land from you in America.
Dude, y'all get resources from us. You already, when you come over here, you're getting resources. You get all types of education. Y'all get to go to these HBCUs, all of these Lift Every Voice programs that's based on foundational Black American culture. You get first dibs at this stuff. You get our tax dollars. I don't want to hear about what y'all don't get. Y'all get a plethora of stuff. That's why you are rushing for the border to get over here. Y'all get a bunch of tangible resources from us. So I don't want to hear what y'all don't get. And that's because foundational Black Americans were stomping for you to get over here. White folks didn't want y'all over here. It was us in the 1920s and the 1960s fighting to get African and Caribbean immigrants over here because they had a policy to not let none of y'all over here. We were stomping for that. We were like, look, there's an independence movement that we help initiate in some of these African lands. We want to have some of them brothers come over here and join with us. And we were fighting for that. So now it's time for you guys to cough up your end of the deal. If you want us to have a coalition, you're going to have to bring some to the table. You feel me?
But you've said in multiple occasions that you don't have no interest going to Africa anyways. So why would you even want land in Africa?
If we're trying to build something, I would go. If we're trying to build something, I don't have no. No, I didn't say I don't have an interest to go because I've been many times. I've been to Africa, and
Right.
and I got good friends over there, and I love being around the people. I got some good folks over there. I'm not trying to expatriate over there. I'm not trying to live over there. But if we're trying to, I would love to build something. If we're trying to build some businesses or whatever, I'm all for that. I'm all about global business building. And if you guys want to allocate some land over in these countries and say, hey, we got tracts of land for foundational Black Americans, come on through, no red tape, help us build and let's build together, I'm all for that. I do that all day. Y'all give me some land over by one of them diamond mines over there and let me show you how FBAs get down. Give me some land by one of them gold mines that y'all let them Asians and white supremacists go over there and get access to. Let us
But
get access to some of that shit and watch what
but
happens.
but you and I know that the Asians and the whites, they're not coming in there empty-handed. They're coming in with governments. They're coming in with military might. They're forcing their ways into these mines. It's not like they're coming there and they're like, "Hey, give us some land," and we're just giving them land. Like like the Chinese come in there with their billion-dollar loan deals, and when the Africans can't pay it back, they got to give up their mines. They got to give up their airports. They got to give up their ports. You know what I mean? So it's not like they're just coming in empty-handed. They're actually giving up something. So you kind of have to. It's not a free, like, even for somebody like me, a second generation born in North America, like, I can't go out there and get shit, let alone
But
an
but here
FBA.
but here's the thing: when those Asians and some of those people are over there, and again, I've been over there. The merchant class are always Asian. They're always East Indian. They're always Arab. They're over there making money hand over fist. Y'all are not benefiting from that. Now, some of the Arabs and the East Indians, they're not even building infrastructure there. Now, with the Asians, I can see y'all saying, okay, yeah, they're building a freeway, they're building this, they're building that. But the Arabs and the East Indians, they ain't building nothing. They're just over there milking the thing dry and living good. All of them
Well,
nice neighborhoods, those Arabs and those East Indians are living in those nice neighborhoods over there, and they ain't giving y'all crumbs. Y'all don't say nothing.
well,
So,
I can't speak for the rest of Africa, but I know in the Horn of Africa, we don't allow that shit to get down. You won't see any no Chinese or Indians
you
hanging
see
out in
the
Somalia.
Arabs though. Oh, you see the Arabs though. Let's play games. The Arabs
No,
over.
there's no Arabs. There's no Arabs out there. You won't see no
Ooh,
Arabs in Horn of Africa. The Horn of Africa, we hold it down. We hold it down like you guys. The rest of Africans, I can't speak for them. You know what I mean? But in the Horn of Africa, you're only going to see Africans. That's it. You're not going to see Chinese. You're not going to see Indians. You're not going to see Arabs.
bro,
If you do, let me know. I haven't seen any.
them Arabs are over there, dude.
You're
You
talking
trying?
about West Africa.
I'm talking about East Africa. I'm
Yeah,
talking about
that's in Kenya and Tanzania. You won't find that in Somalia.
dude.
Trust me, brother, my brother.
Dude, what's your language in Somalia?
It's Somali.
Sir, that Somali language has a lot of borrowed words from Arabic, sir.
Nope, it is 100% Cushitic, my brother. 100% Cushitic. Not a
Um,
single. There's Arabic loan words, just like there's Arabic loan words in Turkish and
right,
Persian. But that's in most parts of the world. There's even Arab loan words in Europe, so it's not like people loan words all the time from different languages. That's not something new. But Somali is a distinct language from Arabic.
right. But yeah, I'm just saying there's a lot of those loan words from Arab of from Arabic languages over there because of the Arabic presence there, sir.
But there's no current Arabs in Somalia. You won't find them like a minute minority. They don't control nothing like what they do in maybe Ghana or Senegal and those places. Like they own entire industries. But in Somalia, that shit doesn't go down because Somalis
Sir.
are. We just hold it. We're like you guys. We're kind of like the FBAs of Africa. We hold it down. You know what I mean?
Oh, sir, but no, because you have a lot of Islam is heavy over there in Somalia. You have that's one of the predominant religions over there. So how you not going to have an Arab over there in Somalia?
Well, the greatest FBAs weren't there Muslims too. Malcolm X wasn't he a Muslim?
He wasn't Arabic. He
Yeah,
was
but
a
his name
Muslim.
was Arabic.
Yeah, but he wasn't Arabic.
Yeah, but
And
neither are Somalis.
and Malcolm X damn sure wasn't going to let no white Arab dominate him, nor would the Nation of Islam let the white Arabs dominate them like that. The white Arabs over there kind of running things low key.
They're not running things, Tariq. You need to come to Somalia. You'll see it for yourself. I will invite you to come to Somalia. Come see it for yourself. It's full black Africans, no Arabs. You won't see an Arab.
And sir, don't y'all speak Swahili over there in parts of Somalia too?
No, that's in Kenya. That's Kenya, Tanzania, those countries.
Oh man, what's the Bravanese a part of Swahili?
Browanese, I believe it is. I can't confirm, but
Right,
I know they speak in those countries
right.
Browanese.
Because that's the subset of Swahili, which is basically Arabic, Bantu. It's a combination, sir.
Right.
The Arabs are there, sir. Yeah, I don't know why you're denying it, but there are a lot of Arabs out there in Somalia. The Arabs are
There,
there. The language is a lot of codified words and loan words of Arabic. So the presence is there. The presence is there. But again, it goes to my point that there's not a grassroots movement to have us come over there and build with you guys. Y'all only want to build with us when y'all want some kind of one-sided deal, and we're just not going for the one-sided deals no more. Yeah, you feel me?
well, look, we can have agreements in place. We just have to have an understanding, just like the Anglo whites and the the Jewish whites. They come under understanding, even though they don't like each other. We don't even have to like each other, but we can come to an agreement to kick these white people.
Right. So y'all find
That's
out
all
what
I'm saying.
y'all. Okay. So y'all figure out what y'all want to bring to the table to Foundation of Black Americans because y'all want to make a deal, but you ain't bringing no deal to the table. That's the problem. We have to bring all of the damn tangibles. We got to bring all of the resources, the education. Y'all come over here. Y'all go to the HBCUs. Y'all come over and get a part of the lift all programs. Y'all get all the minority benefits that we didn't fought for. All of the stuff we fought for, you get to eat off of, and we get nothing in return. You bring absolutely nothing to the table. That's the problem. Not only that, we get attacked by a lot of these anti-black Somalis calling us a beads and jareers and baby mamas and making Popeye's chicken jokes, and then we're supposed to put the cape on? How's that work?
It's just jokes, Tariq. It's just like how you call us booty scratchers and stuff like that. It's
Right,
jokes.
right.
It's just brotherly, banter. That's nothing else. It's not like we take it
Ain't too
seriously.
brotherly because the thing is, they ain't really trying to build. See, if it's brotherly if you're helping out. See, we'll clown you, but we'll help you out. We'll crack on you, but we'll help you out. We'll make sure you're fed. Y'all don't do that for us. We get a lot of the verbal vitriol, but none of the damn help. So it's very one-sided. But so
I'm telling.
think of something to bring to the table and then holler back at us. All right? We're not doing the one-sided deals no more. That ain't happening. Y'all hold your own nuts. Y'all go out there and deal with your own stuff. Y'all want to come to Foundation of Black Americans to stomp for you and do all the heavy lifting. Nah, y'all be all right. All right. Let me see. Let me get Waiting on my wife to come through with that pie my wife has made. All right. Jay Jonah, you in here? Because I had you as a speaker for a minute. You never said nothing. Jay Jonah? All right. Jay Jonah ain't saying nothing. All right. Let me take Jay Jonah out the mix. And by the way, you guys can go to rootworkstyle.com to get your Rootwork deodorant. Ladies and gentlemen, how many folks we got in here? We got a lot of people in here, almost a grand. All right, let's get Loop in here. Let's get Loop. Somebody named Loop. What's up, Loop?
How's it going, Tariq? Good evening.
How are you, Loop?
I'm all right. How about you?
I'm good, man. What's on your mind?
I just wanted to ask, have you considered starting a Big Brother program or Big Sister program for FBAs if you're aware what those programs are?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about doing something like that with the museum, because we already have an institution. So we were thinking about some stuff to do, like some mentoring programs. So we will probably start doing some stuff like that in the future. Do you work in that field?
So I have partook in community organizations that required me to be a mentor to younger kids or kids around or kids my age, and it's very fulfilling, especially sharing experiences. So yeah.
Okay. All right, but yeah, that's something that we will possibly be doing in the future. And by the way, you guys can come out to the Hidden History Museum here in LA. You go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com to get information about that. Hiddenhistorymuseum.com, ladies and gentlemen. All right. A lot of folks in here. And by the way, y'all follow my YouTube channel at Tariq Radio. Tariq Radio, that's my YouTube channel. All right, man, let me get up out of here because I got to work on the movie microphone check. I got to finish doing what I'm doing with that. But anyway, I think we had a real decent conversation tonight. Um, Again, go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com to get we have a children's book called Hidden Heroes from A to Z. Get that book, very good book. And I'm going to holler. Y'all be good. Peace.